In a time long past, under the endless blue skies and alongside the flowing Nile that served as Egypt's lifeline, Cleopatra was born a queen whose legacy would endure not just for her beauty, but for her intellect and cunning. Cleopatra was no ordinary girl from a young age. She devoured books, listened to scholars and philosophers who flocked to the palace in Alexandria from all over the world. Fluent in several languages, she could connect with the diverse cultures under Egypt's rule. While others saw power as a tool for domination, Cleopatra saw it as a means to bring stability and prosperity to her people. The first meeting with Julius Caesar. On a stormy night, news reached Cleopatra that her brother Ptolemy was plotting to overthrow her. Knowing that a direct confrontation could be disastrous, she decided to rely on her wit. She learned that Julius Caesar, the Roman emperor, had arrived in Egypt to mediate the conflict. A bold idea struck her, to meet Caesar herself, but in an unconventional way. Cleopatra smuggled herself into Caesar's quarters wrapped in a luxurious carpet. When the carpet was unfurled before him, the young queen emerged, her beauty and charisma mesmerizing. Yet what truly captivated Caesar was not her appearance but her presence and confidence. She began speaking to him in classical Latin, immediately earning his admiration. "I come to you not just as a queen, but as a potential ally," she said firmly. "We need peace, but I need your support to restore stability in Egypt." This marked the beginning of a complex relationship. While many described their connection as romantic, the truth was deeper. Caesar saw Cleopatra as a shrewd partner capable of achieving strategic gains, and Cleopatra saw him as a means to protect her throne and people. The dream of a unified empire. Over time, Cleopatra and Caesar became partners in governance and war. Cleopatra dreamed of an empire stretching from Egypt to Rome, built not only on military might but also on cultural and economic exchange. The two held nightly meetings, discussing plans and ambitions. But the winds of fortune are unpredictable. Caesar was assassinated in Rome, leaving Cleopatra to face a harsher and more hostile world. Yet she did not yield. Meeting Mark Antony. After Caesar's death, Cleopatra allied herself with Mark Antony, one of Rome's prominent leaders. Their meeting was anything but ordinary. Cleopatra invited Antony onto her lavishly adorned barge on the Nile, where he was greeted with music and fragrant incense. Antony was enchanted by her beauty, but once again, it was her intellect that won him over. Together, they became symbols of love and politics. They exchanged letters and poetry but also devised military strategies. However, their alliance was fraught with peril. The Romans viewed their relationship with suspicion and began weaving conspiracies against them. The tragic fall. At the Battle of Actium, Cleopatra and Antony's fleet suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of Octavian, their Roman rival. Cleopatra returned to Alexandria, searching for a way out. She sent letters to Octavian, offering an alliance, but to no avail. Cleopatra realized that the end was near. She knew Octavian would never let her live and would parade her as a trophy in Rome. Thus, she made her final decision. On a quiet night, Cleopatra sat in her palace surrounded by gardens. She instructed her attendants to prepare a room filled with fragrant flowers. Dressed in her royal crown and purple robe, she seated herself on her throne. A cobra, a symbol of protection and immortality in Egyptian culture, was brought to her. She gazed at the snake with unwavering resolve, as if to say, "No one will take my dignity." An everlasting legacy. Cleopatra died, but her story did not end. She became a symbol of intelligence, strength, and beauty. She proved that a woman could be a leader, a politician, and a lover all at once. Cleopatra was not merely a queen who ruled Egypt, she was a woman who changed the course of history. Even thousands of years later, her memory lives on. Every time one gazes upon the Nile, one can imagine the queen who defied all odds to keep her legend alive.